It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl today. Two outstanding middle schools here playing our game. Let's meet our teams right now. First from Benjamin Tasker Middle School, say hello to Matthew McFarland, Spencer Yakulak, and Teniola Edo. And from Hyattsville Middle School, we welcome Sean Pagala, Owen Roy, and Sarah Leonard. And now here are the categories of questions we use on Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with the easier questions on the left worth 5 and 10 points, the tougher ones worth 15, 20, ultimately 25, the toughest question of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. End of the 2 rounds, one of these 2 good-looking teams will come back to play our game again and perhaps advance to become the 3rd of the 4 semifinalists in this year's middle school competition. Let's go over and make sure everything's working properly. Spencer, would you try your buzzer for me? All right, want to make sure it's working. It seems to be A-OK. Good luck to you, Matthew and Teniola. And Owen, would you try yours? Thank you, young man. Good luck to you, to Sarah, and to Sean. Are we ready to play this game? Let's do it. Let's have a great game and go alphabetically B before H. So Benjamin, Tasker, Spencer, let's play the game. Give me a category and a number.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20 points to start us out. Teams, the question is as follows. If you are allergic to bee stings, you better have an EpiPen with you because it can prevent you from going into shock. Tasker?
Anaphylactic shock?
Not quite. Hyattsville? To prevent you from going into shock after being stung by a bee, an EpiPen is a good thing to have. An EpiPen is short for an epinephrine pen. Epinephrine is a hormone better known as this.
Adrenaline?
Adrenaline, absolutely right. Yes, adrenaline. Give your body that shot to kind of make it through that threat of being shocked by that toxin that's in your body. Okay, green, good comeback.
Let's get physical for 10 points, please.
Get physical for 10 points. Teams, what planet is variously referred to as the evening or the morning star and goes through phases just like the moon does? Hyattsville.
Saturn?
Not Saturn. Good try. Benjamin Tasker, the planet that is alternately known as the evening and the morning star and goes through phases just like the moon does. Give me a planet.
Venus.
Venus it is. Absolutely right. Good guess. Come back. Go red.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, when plants colonized the land 400 million years ago, they adapted these openings on the undersides of their leaves in order to breathe the gases. Hyattsville.
Stomata?
Stomata, that's right. Good. Go. Green.
Dateline Science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, we now know that the same kind of agent that causes athlete's foot causes white nose syndrome that's killing bats. Hyattsville.
Fungus?
A fungus, yes. The fungus that causes athlete's foot. It's not the same fungus, but it's a fungal agent that is clogging up the noses of bats, and literally they starve to death. We have no cure for that as yet. Okay, Hyattsville again.
Science Potpourri for 10, please.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams in Nepal, they're tracking tigers not with photographs, not with footprints, but with poo prints. Yep, they're getting some dung and extracting this from it to identify the tigers. Hyattsville.
DNA.
DNA, absolutely right. Good, go green.
Body systems for 10, please.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, when vampires bite their victims, it makes no difference what blood type they are, because that blood is destined for their digestive system and not what other system. Hyattsville.
Circulatory.
Circulatory, that's right. They're not getting a transfusion, they're having lunch. Good, go green.
Zoo parade for 10.
Zoo parade for 10 points. Teams, we know how awful cockfighting and dogfighting is, but in China, they fight with these chirping... Spencer.
Fighting fish? Fighting fish.
Not fighting fish. Hyattsville, in China, it's not quite so dire. They have these chirping insects that fight each other.
Crickets. Crickets.
Crickets, that's right. Cricket fighting. The worst thing that happens is one loses an antenna. No blood is spilled. All right. Good try, Tasker. Get them next time. Go green.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, please, for this question, if you would. When it's prom time, boys oftentimes wear carnations as boutonnieres, but the girls, their corsages are made up of these O-initialed flowers that come from epiphytic plants. Name those flowers, Hyattsville.
Orchids.
You bet. Orchids, yes, the traditional flower worn in a corsage. Go green.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo parade for 15 points. Teams, what same word oftentimes appears on giant earth-moving equipment and is also the larval stage in butterfly metamorphosis? Hyattsville.
Caterpillar.
Caterpillar, that's right. Those guys who drive those big Caterpillar trucks. All right, good answer. Go green.
Let's get physical for 5.
Get physical for 5 points. Teams, in order to get atomic power, you bombard uranium with these subatomic particles that have the same... Hyattsville.
Protons.
Not protons, no. Benjamin Tasker, to get atomic power, you bombard uranium with these subatomic particles that are also the last name of the cartoon character, Jimmy.
Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron. Good. Red, go. All right, Spencer, your turn.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25. Big one in that category. Teams, tough question. SIDS, Sudden Infant Death Syndrome. That's a 4-letter acronym. AIDS, A-I-D-S. S is syndrome. What do the first 3 letters stand for? Hyattsville.
Advanced immune deficiency syndrome.
Good try. Almost. Benjamin Tasker, AIDS. What syndrome? A-I-D. What does that stand for?
Autoimmune defense.
Acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Good try. Oh, all right. Red team, you'll have a chance to start us again in the second half. Our score right now, Tasker 65, Hyattsville 155. We'll be back with round 2 in just a moment. Don't go away.
You can never know which pool safety step will save a life. Until it does. No matter how safe you feel, adding multiple safety steps can mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. To learn some new ones, visit poolsafely.gov.
Hi, I'm Jordan Sparks, and my I Matter You campaign is all about making a difference, and SOS Children's Villages does just that. I cannot believe how many children SOS has helped around the world by building villages, helping abandoned children, and giving them a mother and house to grow up in. I'm calling on everyone that I know to support SOS in their efforts to help kids at risk of abandonment in countries like Sudan, Vietnam, and Haiti. SOS helps these children over the long term, and you can make a real difference in a child's life. MAD, making a difference. That's what it's all about, and SOS is one of the best. You've got to check them out on sosusa.org.
SOS Children's Villages gives homes and hope to children in need all around the world. Join SOS and Jordan Sparks in making a difference. Visit sosusa.org to learn more.
And welcome back to Science. Well, thanks for spending part of your day with us. We have 6 outstanding young people playing our game today, 3 of whom are from the school that is this year's defending champion, Hyattsville. And let's go first to Tasker, though, and find out about the team from Bowie. Spencer, tell us about Benjamin Tasker. Who's your principal?
Mrs. Coley.
All right, she's out there rooting for you. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Our science teacher, Mrs. Wilson.
Wonderful, and I know she's out there rooting for you. And you have an alternate on your team?
Yes.
Who's that?
Jonathan Walker.
We'll bring Jonathan out and Miss Wilson just a few moments so everybody can meet him. Tell me about your school. What is it, if you had to pick one thing that you really like about Tasker? What do you brag about?
Anyone?
I'm sure the teachers there are good, and certainly it's a good curriculum there at Tasker. Tell me a little bit about yourself, Spencer. What do you do in your spare time?
I program video games in Java, Python using a Pygame engine, and I'm learning C++.
That's great. That's great. How'd they make you captain of the team?
I did really good on the test for the teams.
That's great. That's great. Well, you're doing a good job here. Keep it up in the second half. Teniola, welcome to you. You're a dancer?
Yes.
Yes. And what else do you do in your spare time?
I just hang out with my friends.
You hang out with your friends. You're a normal girl. That's right. I mean, it's good to be a kid. What do you want to do someday?
I want to become a forensic scientist.
Yeah, we were talking about the CSI programs earlier. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Of course, they always solve everything in 60 minutes. In real life, it's never quite that cut and dried. And Matthew, you're part of a family tradition here on Science Bowl. Your sister's already played, and your brother was on the show. Now here you are, the third McFarland on Science Bowl. That's just great. What do you like about the show? Why'd you want to be here?
Well, I like science. It's fun, and I have a good time doing science.
Yeah,
so,
that's so important. I mean, if you're not having a good time when you're doing something, it's hardly worth the effort, and we're glad you're here today. Keep up your good work. Hyattsville, nice to see you guys. Owen and Sean back again, and Sarah here for the first time. Nice to have you with us. Tell us about Hyattsville, Owen. Who's your principal?
Mrs. Washington.
Yes, and I know she's relatively new to the school.
Yes.
And who's your sponsor? You have a new sponsor, too.
Mr. Knights.
Yeah, we thank him for all the work he's done to get you guys ready to come back here today. Any alternates on your team?
Shakira Gregory and Jennifer Hiles.
Wonderful. We'll bring that in just a few moments with Mr. Knights. And tell us, I'll ask you what I was asking Spencer. I know you have great teachers at Hyattsville. Anything else that you really like about your school?
Well, our school is CPA Magnet, which stands for Creative and Performing Arts. So that we have an amazing orchestra, choir, band, and creative writing, drama, all that.
All that. And I know you're a musician yourself, aren't you?
Yes.
What instrument or instruments do you play?
I play the violin, but I'm also learning viola, guitar, and piano.
That's wonderful. And what do you hope to do someday, Owen?
I would like to be an engineer when I
Engineer.
grow up. So.
All right. You told me you'd like to go to the University of Maryland, which is almost within walking distance of Hyattsville. Sarah, nice to have you with us today. Why did you want to be on the Science Bowl?
I really like science, and I thought it was cool that we got filmed and got to be on TV.
Yeah, I think that's neat, right?
Yeah.
You can look out there and say, hey, look, I'm on TV and you're not. No, it's you have a nice spirit, Sarah. What do you want to do someday?
I want to be an astronaut.
An astronaut, yes. Well, you know, our program right now is not actually in mothballs, but NASA is not sending people up. But I think a lot of private industry will be taking that place soon. So I know you're going to have a chance to get there. Thanks for being on our show. Sean, nice to have you back again. You're a musician too, aren't you? What do you play?
I play violin, piano, viola, and guitar.
Wow, all right. And Owen, you want to keep up with him. It sounds like that's on your wish list too.
Yeah.
Sean, you want to be an engineer too, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so math is a strong suit as well as science. All right. Well, you guys are playing well. Keep it up. Let's get back to our game. Hyattsville's at 155, Tasker 65. Tasker says, we're not going to stay there long. We're coming up. Spencer, you get to start out. You gave us the last correct answer. Begin.
Zoo Parade for 20.
Zoo Parade for 20 points. Teams, your question is as follows. A taxidermist is someone who stuffs an animal, but a taxonomist is Hyattsville.
Okay. Someone who names and classifies animals?
Exactly right. A taxonomist like Carolus Linnaeus, who gave that system of genus and species names and the orders of classification. Absolutely right. Similar sounding, but very different. Go green.
Science potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, it wouldn't be good box office to call this new movie starring Taylor Lautner Crepuscular Saga. It's got to be this saga, Breaking Dawn. Hyattsville.
Twilight Saga.
Twilight, yes indeed. Crepuscular is another name for Twilight. Good answer. Go green.
Zoo Parade for 5, please.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, because birds oftentimes will ingest oil when they preen their feathers, after an oil spill down in New Zealand, they decided to make sweaters to cover up the tuxedos of these birds. Benjamin Tasker.
Penguins.
Penguins, yes indeed. The little baby penguins wearing sweaters. Cute as could be. Go red.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25. Big one in that category. Teams, the 3 gifts to the Magi, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. We know what gold is. Frankincense and myrrh are tree exudates that are named this that turn into amber when they fossilize. What are those known as for 25 points, Hyattsville?
Sap.
Not quite sap. Judges? Yes, we're going to give you absolutely. Sap is acceptable, as was resins. Good, go. Green.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems, 5 points. Teams, in the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, Ichabod Crane was very scared of this decephalized character, Hyattsville.
He was a pumpkin under the Headless Horseman. The Headless Horseman.
The Headless Horseman?
The Headless Horseman, absolutely right. There was a movie with Johnny Depp. He played it really well. Go green.
Dateline Science for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. Teams, recently when this anonymous baby was born in India, the population of the world hit 7 times 10. Hyattsville.
It's 7 billion.
7 billion?
7 billion. 7 times 10 to the 9th. That's what I was about to say. And you knew it already. Good. Go.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, it is probably appropriate that some of the designer versions of these Halloween gourds are called Fairy Tale and Cinderella. Hyattsville.
Pumpkins?
Pumpkins, that's right, as the pumpkin changed into carriage for Cinderella to go to the ball. Good. Green, please.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, when popcorn pops, it's because steam inside has reached 400 degrees and the kernel pops open. What carbohydrate pops out? What pops out, Benjamin Tasker?
The starch?
The starch, absolutely right. That little puff of starch, that's what we all want to put the butter and the salt on and take it to the movies. Go red.
Zoo Parade for 25.
Zoo Parade for 25 points. Teams, when pythons gorge, when they eat pigs or deer, all of the python's organs hypertrophy, meaning they do what for 25 points? What do they do, Hyattsville?
They contract.
No, they don't contract. Hypertrophy, that's what all of the python's organs do after it eats a huge meal. What do they do?
Expand. Yeah, that's what I think it is.
Expand?
Yes, they expand. They get much bigger. Hyper means bigger, hypertrophy. Their heart doubles in size. Their pancreas gets bigger, all to deal with this huge meal that suddenly descended on them. Go red.
Let's get physical for 20.
Get physical for 20 points. Look at the monitor in the studio, please, if you would. Teams, the device that you see is the most modern of these devices. It actually learns how you and your family live and sets the temperature accordingly. Hyattsville?
Thermostat.
Yeah, that's a thermostat. It thinks. It actually programs, and when you come home, it senses that you're there and sets the temperature to what it knows you like. Go green.
Science potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points, teams. After studying pigeons for years, in 1903, these brothers finally built their first airplane. Benjamin Tasker?
The Wright brothers?
The Wright brothers it is. Yes, good. Red.
What have we done for physical again? Let's get physical for 25.
Physical for 25 points, teams. What effect is it that explains a sound getting louder and louder? Hyattsville?
The Doppler effect.
The Doppler effect, yes, a train that gets louder and louder and then slowly diminishes in intensity. I think you both knew that. You were faster on the buzzer. Go again, Owen.
Let's get physical for 15 points.
Let's get physical for 15 points, teams. Multiple choice question. One of the best things to do at a science museum is to touch that silver ball that produces static electricity and your hair stands up. Spencer?
The, I forgot what I was going to say. Never mind.
Hyattsville, your hair stands up when you touch that silver ball in the Science Museum. Static electricity, is it the cyclotron, is it the magnetometer, or is it the galvanometer?
Cyclotron?
It's the galvanometer. That's what it was. Go again, please. Green, though. You gave us the last correct answer.
Body systems for 15, please.
Body systems for 15 points. Another multiple choice question. No matter how strong you are, when you're exercising, eventually your muscles tire because of a buildup of which of the following acids? Oh, Benjamin
Lactic acid.
Lactic acid. Yes, sir. Good. Go.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points. Two-part answer. I need them both. Teams, a lot of young people today are taking drinks that are caffeinated and alcoholic at the same time. They are dangerous because what two separate S initial kinds of chemicals? Hyattsville.
Stimulant and depressant?
Judges. Yes, indeed. We will accept that. One high and one low. Good. Go. Green.
Science potpourri, Dateline science for 15, please.
Dateline for 15 points, teams. Just as some people say they didn't feel the earthquake back on August 23rd, they also didn't see the aurora borealis that took place a few weeks later that are sometimes called these. Hyattsville.
Northern Lights.
The Northern Lights. Yes, indeed. Good. 3 questions left. Where next?
Science potpourri for 20, please.
Potpourri for 20 points, teams. Your question is as follows. What N initial collection of stars and gas was recently named Pac-Man because it looks like it's chomping its way through the cosmos? Hyattsville.
A nebula.
A nebula. That's exactly right. Thank you, Sean, for your assist. Go, Owen.
Dateline science for 25.
Dateline for 25 points, teams. The X Prize Foundation is offering $10 million to the first science researcher who can completely decode the DNA of centenarians. Who are they? Hyattsville. Yes, sir.
Centipedes and millipedes?
Not centipedes and millipedes. Who are these centenarians that they want their DNA decoded if whoever does it gets $10 million?
Oh, criminals.
Chickens?
People who are 100 years of age or over, centenarians. Last question of the game for 20 points, a multiple choice question. This year celebrates the 75th anniversary of the Patuxent Wildlife Research Center. Among its many accomplishments was alerting the world to the dangers of which of the following pesticides? DDT, DOE, or ATP? Benjamin Tasker.
I thought it was ADD.
Yes, sir.
ADD?
ADD. No. No, Hyattsville, it's DDT, DOE, or ATP.
DDD. No, DDT.
DDT, that's right. With all of those confusing letters, you finally found the right combination. With that, we come to the end of Science Ball. We'll be back with a wrap-up in just a moment. Don't you go away.
My wife's drinking really made things difficult for me. I'd come home from work to find the house was a mess and the kids hadn't done their homework. No matter how hard I tried, things just wouldn't get better. I didn't think it was fair that I had to work so hard just to keep everything normal. I knew if she could just quit drinking, things would be okay. In the meantime, I avoided family and friends because I didn't want to deal with the questions they would ask. My EAP counselor at work sent me to Al-Anon family groups. I didn't think I needed to go to any meetings at this point, but it turned out to be great advice. Listening to Al-Anon members talk about their lives helped me see a different way of looking at things. I never imagined I would be as calm as I am now. Are you troubled by someone's drinking? You might be surprised at what you could learn in an Al-Anon family group meeting from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or visit alanonfamilygroups.org.
Because play might be the best way to fight obesity.
Because staying connected makes my family stronger, healthier, and happier.
Because a safe place after school can lead to success in school.
Because physical activity is vital to my health and well-being.
Because I need to make my world better.
Because playing team sports teaches the character and social skills that build leaders.
Because learning with others makes for a greater understanding.
Because we need each other.
Because we need each other.
Because we need each other.
Welcome back to Science Bowl. Hope you enjoyed this game at home as much as we did here in the studio. Our final tally today is Benjamin Tasker 140, Hyattsville 345. Congratulations to the team sitting over there in their white shirts and blouses. Sean and Owen and Sarah, congratulations. And the alternates back there, they're very happy too. Jennifer and Shakira and Mr. Knight's a nice debut for you, a nice step to maybe repeating as county champ. Tasker, good to have you guys here today. Matthew and Spencer and Teniola, you came into your own in the second half there. Jonathan Walker, thanks for being here. Ms. Wilson, thank you for being part of the Science Bowl. And thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.